Different than many of my TVG colleagues with the way that I got into racing because nobody in my family was affiliated with the sport. I was taken to the Big Fresno Fair at the age of 3 and just followed racing from a very young age, and it was just one of those things that stuck. All-time favorite racehorse, hands down, Ali Sheba. I think normal kids probably had a poster hanging up in their room with their favorite baseball player, their favorite basketball player, their favorite football player. For me, I had a poster of Ali Sheba. My favorite bets tend to be the multi-race wagers, the pick 3s, the pick 4s, and the pick 5s. But I've always liked the rolling pick 3s, especially if I can find a favorite in a particular race that I really don't like and I can play against. For example, if I don't like the favorite in race number 4, maybe I'll play the sequence of races 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 5, 6, and play against the favorite in all 3 of those pick 3s. If I'm right, hopefully I'm cashing in 3 different pick 3s, but for me, my favorite wagers has always been the pick 3s, the pick 4s, and the pick 5s.
What up, Giants and Jets fans, and welcome to Week 15 of the NFL season. We made it. We're excited you're here with us. You're watching FanDuel Sportsbook's More Ways to Win. I am your host, Lisa Kerney. And as always, we're getting you ready for all the NFL action this weekend. Let's get our team in here. These guys are here with me each and every week. The best of the sports betting experts. These guys are here to help you make some money. So now is the time to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to place your bets with their advice. Just do it right on the app. New users plug in the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. We're going to place that bet a little later in the show. We're going to get into that. It's easy, it's legal, it is fun. So let's get this party started. Week 15 is underway, y'all. We're kicking things off with the 5-8 New York Giants hosting the 9-4 Cleveland Browns. This is a Sunday night football game, gentlemen. The Giants lost to Arizona last week, of course, ending their 4-game winning streak. The Browns in the same boat here. We saw their 4-game winning streak come to an end in that Monday night loss to Baltimore. What a game that was, guys. Looking forward to this one here. Giants getting 4.5 points in this one. Dave Weaver, which side do you like?
I think it's all about Cleveland in this game, and not just because I love the Browns every single week, but you look at the Giants' pass protection, sacked 8 times last week by Cardinals. I'm losing my mind early in the show here, and that's a team that's missing their top pass rusher. So to me, Daniel Jones is going to get swarmed. Browns are just too good. They can win offensively. They can win defensively. Even the Browns.
Yeah, it's time for the Giants to start looking ahead towards April's draft. It's over. I mean, their season's shot now. After that Arizona loss and with Washington winning, they're done. Daniel Jones, time to look at another quarterback. We're talking about 7 games this year where he doesn't have a touchdown pass in today's NFL. That's unacceptable. And you compare that to the quarterback on the other side. Baker Mayfield has 8 touchdowns in his last 3 games. The Browns are scoring all kinds of points. The Giants offense won't be able to catch up. The line's way too small. Take Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe that value is right there on the money line at -210. Hey, let's get the right take on this matchup right now. For that, we have to get to our guy out there in Chicago, Cole Wright, joining us with Marquee Sports Network, formerly of NFL Network. Cole, you heard the guys' picks for the Sunday night football game. Who do you like winning, and by how many points here?
Well, Lisa, I'm getting over about a pink eye, but even I can see right now that this is a New York Giants team that peaked just way too early. Now, before getting smashed by Arizona on Sunday, well, they had strung together 4 wins, like you said, but now back-to-back games versus teams above 500 and in the playoff mix. That could be a big problem for Daniel Jones and that hamstring. He went just 11 of 21 for 127 yards in the Arizona loss. And Hassan Reddick, he's still racking up sacks as we speak. But how about Monday Night Football? Despite that loss, Baker and Cleveland, they get the G-Men, the Jets, then Pittsburgh to close out 2020. And don't be surprised if they run the table, go 12-4, win out the rest of the season, and you see Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt absolutely eat. And it all starts with a 31-17 win over the G-Men, Lisa.
Okay, there you go. And the final score with that. Thank you, Cole. Hey, guys, Giants fans, we know you got to do you. You got to roll with your guys and bet with your heart sometimes. Take New York and the points here in this matchup. A winning $50 bet means you are going to collect more than $93 on your wager. Of course, you can make that bet and all the bets here in Week 15 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Right now, we got to move on to the Jets traveling west to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. Guys, New York ranks dead last in scoring offense, putting up just 14.1 points per game. They're facing a Rams defense now that ranks third in points allowed, giving up fewer than 19 points per game. Dave, the Jets are getting 17 on the road as they go west. Is that enough to take New York in this spot?
It's a big number, but it's never enough right now with the Jets. They're 4-9 against the spread, second worst in the league. But when you break down even further, they're not covering by an average of 6.8 points. So they're bad, but they're even worse than people know. So that's the worst in the league as far as missing the cover by almost a touchdown. You know, they've scored 10 or fewer points now in over half of their games. The Rams' yardage allowed defense is number 1 in the league, and the Jets' offense yards gained is the worst in the league. I mean, how can you not think that this is going to be something like 35-0 final?
Because the Rams play down to the competition at home. They sleepwalk through these games, Dave. That's the reason. I mean, they only beat Dallas by 3 points. They beat the Giants by 8. They lost at home to the 49ers. They're a good team, but they take lightly bad teams, and there's nobody worse than the New York Jets. So the idea that they cover a 17-point number, this isn't like Seattle last week where the Seahawks had something to prove. They had a chip on their shoulder after losing outright to the Giants. The Rams are in coast mode, and they're looking ahead to other teams, other dates on their schedule, playoff games. I think they'll beat the Jets, but just enough to win. Their offense isn't high-powered. The Jets will cover.
Certainly something to consider, Jets fans. I know you like to hear that. If you bet on New York and take the points here right now, a 17-point spread, you're going to collect more than $97 on a winning $50 bet. And hey, if you watch this show each and every week, and we thank you for doing so, you know we are just getting started on our Week 15 breakdowns. Coming up, we're picking the biggest game of the week. We have got my Kansas City Chiefs at the New Orleans Saints. An awesome game ahead of us. And, of course, we're previewing the Monday night matchup as well. We've got the Steelers and the Bengals. That's all ahead right here on More Ways to Win. As we continue on, we got to check in right now with the guy that sets all these lines at the FanDuel Sportsbook for us, the odds maker himself, Mr. John Sheeran. And, John, I got to start with giving you some mad props here. Shout out to you and the FanDuel Sportsbook team for refunding bets made on the Monday night game between the Ravens and the Browns. That was an absolutely insane bet. It ended on a crazy safety that pushed the Ravens to win by 5 instead of 3. So look here, bad beat refund. FanDuel Sportsbook refunding bettors who had the Browns at +3, 3.5, and 4.5. Seriously, virtual fist bump, Sheeran. That is just some good karma right there. So wanted to get that out of the way because that was awesome, but we got to get to this week's games. Are there any betting trends that have you rethinking a specific line here in Week 15?
I think there's a couple of lines that look a bit dodgy this week, Lisa. I think the Steelers and the Bengals is definitely one. I'm not sure that it'll stay as high as it currently is at 12.5 right now where when we record this. I think the Steelers' offense are really struggling badly, Lisa. A lot of drops, as we know. James Conner came back last week, couldn't run the ball effectively. And I'm not sure a number of 12.5, despite it being against the Bengals, where they've clearly had the best of that rival for a long, long time, is a spot that I like. I think this game will drop more like 10 come kickoff, maybe even just under that 2 score. So that to me is one that I'm really wary of this week. And I think the other one is the Seahawks in Washington. I think Seattle got one up on the Jets last week. That was a soft one. I think Pony touched on it. They had a chip on their shoulder. I'm just not sure they're that good defensively. I think it's a good matchup for Washington. They'll be able to slow that pass offense down. And if they do, I think they'll really be in the games. Obviously, some concern around Alex Smith. I think he'll be good to go from everything we've seen. I think that line will move towards Washington the closer we get to kickoff as well. So they're the two that we're kind of, thinking about a little bit.
Okay, awesome, Sheeran. Thank you. We'll see you a little bit later in the show. And, of course, John sets the lines again at the FanDuel Sportsbook. And Jets and Giants fans, this is your personal invitation to join us at the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. Guys, come enjoy with us all the games this weekend and really any day of the week. The FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands is, of course, across the parking lot from MetLife Stadium. Everyone knows right now, because of COVID and the protocol, you can't be in the stadium, but you can be at the Meadowlands. You can be there with us at the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. Dozens of TVs, table service. We've got food, drinks, anything that you could possibly want there at the FanDuel Sportsbook, including friends to watch the games with. Hey, mask up, keep your distance, stay safe, but enjoy your NFL Sundays with us at the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. And of course, we look forward to welcoming you there. Now let's get to a huge matchup and potential Super Bowl preview here. Yes, guys, I said it. Chiefs at the Saints. A great test for both teams here in this matchup. Kansas City 12-1, and the Chiefs are the Super Bowl favorite on the FanDuel Sportsbook right now at plus 195. You've got the Saints 10-3. They are tied for the next shortest odds at plus 700. Andrew Filipponi, let's bet this game. The Chiefs are giving 3 on the road in this matchup. Which side do you like here?
Love Kansas City. Lisa, and I'm not just trying to get on your good side. I already am. Actually, there's not much more I can do. I know you're a huge fan of mine, not to pat myself on the back. But look, I mean, the line's only 3. And so when you get an opportunity to bet Patrick Mahomes as either an underdog or just a small favorite, you sprint to the betting window and you do it. I mean, Kansas City's won 22 of 23 games. These are the kinds of games they get up for, Dave, because they're measuring stick games. They're litmus test games. This isn't the Carolina Panthers at home or the Denver Broncos at home. It's New Orleans, and everyone, like Lisa said, is looking at this as a hypothetical Super Bowl matchup. So I love Kansas City.
Well, they're 7-0 on the road, but they're not 7-0 against the spread on the road because they didn't cover last week against Miami. When's the last time the Chiefs even covered a game? I'm asking for a friend. Her name is Lisa Kerney, and it's been a long time. The Chiefs never covered. The last time they covered was the middle of the season against the Jets. Everybody comes against the Jets. You know who's good at home as a dog? The Saints, 6-1 against the spread, last 7 times as a home dog. This is the 4th road game in the last 5 weeks for the Chiefs. This is a much tougher spot than I think people think for Patrick Mahomes, who's never played the Saints before. Might be fooled by this defense a little bit. I like the Saints.
Well, I like Andrew Filipponi. Dave, don't you think it's a little too close to Christmas to be opposing me and my Chiefs? Hey, Kansas City barbecue coming your way, Pony. Hey, but if you guys at home, if you like the Saints and you want to tail Dave and the points in this matchup, take them, do your thing. You're going to collect more than $93 on a winning $50 wager on those Saints. Hey, and speaking of winning, shout out to our FanDuel winner from last week. I hope you all joined us there in week 14. We had a fun new segment called FanDuel, and our FanDuel's Tom Vecchio beat out Jim Sonis and Megan Nunez in total money, getting 2 of his 3 bets correct. You see his picks right there on your screen right now. Tom collected more than 144 virtual dollars on his $100 in bets. And as the winner of the FanDuel competition here on More Ways to Win, we brought him back and gave him 100 more virtual dollars to pick his best spread, money line, and total bets for week 15. Tom, do your thing.
I won last week, and I'm back again this week for another 3 bets, a spread bet, a money line bet, and a total bet. So let's jump in. Starting off with that spread bet, the Vikings are at home, giving points to the Bears. The Vikings lost last week, but this is still a winnable matchup for them. They're still in the playoff picture. We want to be putting 25 towards this one. Next up, we have the Cowboys at home, coming off a win, and they're taking on a very, very injured and depleted 49ers team. We want to be putting 25 on the money line for the Cowboys. And finally, the total bet, the over in the Eagles and Cardinals game for $50. The Eagles have new life on offense with Hurts at quarterback. We know that the Cardinals are struggling a little bit, but this is a weak Philly defense.
All right, there you have it. Awesome, Tom. Thank you. Tom's putting 25 of his virtual dollars on the Vikings, giving points to the Bears there, 25 on the Cowboys to beat the 49ers straight up. That's his money line bet. $50 on the Eagles and Cardinals, and he is going over on that bet, 49.5. So Dave and Pony, got to get you guys back in here. Those are Tom's picks. Same drill here for you guys. 100 virtual dollars, all yours to play with. You have that money and have to bet 1 spread, 1 money line, and 1 total for week 15. Dave, let's giddy up. Let's go through your picks here. What you got?
I like this because a lot of people bet $100 in a week and you want to spread it out a little bit. So I'm going to put $50 to start on the Miami Dolphins to beat the Patriots. I think the Patriots are trending as one of the worst teams in the league as we wind down towards the end of the year. Don't really have much to play for at this point, but Miami certainly does. That line's only 2.5. I think they win easily by more than a field goal. So that's going to be my biggest bet, $50 in the spread on the Dolphins. My money line bet, no laughing, it's only going to be $5 because the odds are so huge. Why are the Steelers such a big favorite after losing 2 games in a row already? They're, playing Cincinnati on the road. I'll take that plus 500, but I'm only going to bet $5. So $5 on the Bengals at plus 500. That leaves me with $45, and my best total of the week is going to be Indy and Houston. When they played a few weeks ago, they had 44 points at halftime, I believe, and it really slowed down in the second half. But I think both halves are going to be high scoring in this one. So I'm going to put the remaining $45 on the over in the Colts and Texans, and that's how I'm going to spend my 100.
Yeah, isn't this fun, Dave? I love it as well. Okay, Dave, great stuff here. We're going to see how you do against Tom. Pony, you're up. What you got with your $100?
Well, it's interesting, first of all, because Dave is usually used to add an extra 0 on these bets. These are smaller dollar figures for him. So I appreciate him coming down to earth and hanging out with the rest of us here. Look, I like Seattle to start. That's my spread bet, $60. I'm going to take the Seahawks against Washington. Guys, it's Dwayne Haskins at quarterback for Washington. 3-8 in his career. Doesn't look like Alex Smith is going to play. That makes it a much easier bet on Seattle with a smaller number to cover. Money line bet, I'm going to take a $10 risk, a small one, on Houston outright as a dog against Indy. They lost by 6 earlier in the year to the Colts. A fumble at the goal line by Deshaun Watson. I like teams that are underdogs when I feel like they can A, win, and B, have the better quarterback. And I like Watson more than Phillip Rivers. And my last bet, $30 on the under in New England, Miami. We know the style for both of these teams, both defensive-minded teams, coached similarly, Brian Flores and Bill Belichick. I think the game stays under, $30 on that.
All right, great stuff. You guys know I'm writing it down so I can place my own bets right here, my chicken scratch notes. That's right. Those bets all set for you all this week. The Week 15 slate is open. It is ready for you on the app. Tail our guys. Make your own picks. Hey, it's all there on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Remember, new users, this is huge. It's legit. Download the app and place your bet risk-free up to $1,000 by using the promo code. It's right there on your screen. I'm going to continue to say it all show long. More ways, 1,000. All right, time now to talk daily fantasy and a special FanDuel contest that gives you a chance to play against some NFL GOATs. Greatest of all time, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. Guys, this is an awesome competition. It's all part of FanDuel's GOAT Gauntlet series powered by GOAT Fuel. You can win a spot in the DFS finals against those NFL greats by doing one of the following. Win the contest outright or roster the highest scoring player at a certain position. Now this week, in Week 15, that position is running back. All right, gentlemen, let's do this thing. Dave, Pony, this DFS segment is all you. I want you guys to give me one stud running back that you think could score the most fantasy points this week, and then one under-the-radar guy that you think could absolutely crush it this weekend as well. Dave, you first. Who do you think?
Well, I already have the edge on Pony because I already got some GOAT Fuel. This is the pink candy. It matches my shirt. Damn, that is good. Pony, you should get you some. So I'm already going to win. I know that. I got Derrick Henry as my number one, 10,200. He's expensive, but look, he's got the most touchdowns in the league, the most yards. He's playing a Detroit defense that's 29th in the league in rush defense. So Derrick Henry's the way to go there. My under-the-radar guy would be James Robinson. Gardner Minshew is back. The only 2 touchdowns receiving that Robinson has this year were the last 2 games that Minshew started. So I think it's going to get more catches out of the backfield. He's only $7,000. So there you go, Pony.
That's a pink shirt. I know I'm colorblind, but I can't tell from here. It's like that dress that people couldn't tell if it was blue or whatever, pink back in the day. You're right. I got to fuel up on some of this GOAT Fuel stuff. But look, my top performing running back is J.K. Dobbins. And the reason why, we know Baltimore loves to run the ball. That's their modus operandi on offense. And look what happened to Mark Ingram against Cleveland. 1 offensive snap for the veteran running back. It's the J.K. Dobbins show now, and I think it continues against the lowly Jags. Under the radar pick for you. Wayne Gallman in New York. We know about Saquon Barkley's injury. They transitioned to the former Clemson running back. His last 2 games, 192 rushing yards. Fantasy players know about him. Maybe the rest of the league and non-Giants fans don't. Our friends in New Jersey, New York watching right now know who I'm talking about. Wayne Gallman, look for him to step up against the Browns.
All right, now, guys, great stuff there. Make sure to log on to FanDuel.com to enter FanDuel's GOAT Gauntlet Series, powered by Goat Fuel, and get those guys into your lineups. Do it now. It's just $3 to play with a prize pool of $25,000. Again, win the contest or roster the top scoring running back to earn a spot in the finals. Again, against these GOATs themselves, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. And if you don't qualify this week, don't worry. It's all good. You'll have another chance next week by picking the top scoring quarterback. Again, find the contest now at FanDuel.com. Let's get back to the game previews now here on More Ways to Win and focus on Monday Night Football. We're shifting those bright lights, guys. After starting 11-0, the Steelers have lost 2 in a row. They are looking to bounce back in Cincinnati here in Week 15. And get this, Pittsburgh has beaten Cincinnati 11 times in a row. The Steelers are 12.5-point favorites in this matchup here. Andrew Filipponi, you're the radio voice there in Pittsburgh. I know you've got something to say about those 2 straight losses. And what do you have to say about this matchup here in Week 15?
Well, I don't have much because our producer was just in my ear and he said, don't drop any F-bombs here. That's how annoyed I am with the way the Steelers have played. I'm so dejected. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet, Dave. I don't know if they could score 13 points right now. The number's 12.5. I don't know if they could do that. That's how bad their offense is, how broken it is right now. There's no way I'm going to bet the Steelers as a double-digit favorite. Give me Cincy.
I don't understand how a team that's lost 2 games in a row can be favored by double digits on the road. The last time this happened to the Steelers, it was in 2018. They went to Oakland favored by 10.5. They lost the game outright. So I'm with you. I think Cincinnati is absolutely the play in this game, and there's maybe even a chance that the Steelers stub their toe and lose this one outright.
All right, great stuff, guys. Let's move on here because every single week I have bettors asking me for the hottest bet on the boards right now. They want to get in on that action. I tell them, hey, yo, I got a guy. He's right here. His name is John Sheeran. He sets the lines at the FanDuel Sportsbook, which means he's got great insight into these books. So, John, which teams are taking the most action here for Week 15?
It's all about the Chiefs and the Saints this week, Lisa. It's by far and away the biggest game of the week. As Pony said, possibly a prep for what might be the Super Bowl. We opened this at the Chiefs 4-point favorites. We saw some really sharp action yesterday at 3.5 that has it down to the current number at a field goal. I think a lot of that obviously depends on Drew Brees, but I think there's a decent chance we get Drew Brees this weekend. And if we do, that will represent some value. This game will not be a field goal in New Orleans if Drew Brees is under center. The public have had absolutely zero interest in New Orleans, though, Lisa. All of the money for the Chiefs here. I guess it's understandable. But for me, this is a very different test for Kansas City. I think we learn a lot about them. I think defensively the Saints can match up pretty well. And this is a position that we're really happy to build against the Chiefs at above a field goal. We think it'll close underneath that. So we think we're getting good money on Kansas City right now, what will be good value for us.
Yeah, Sharon, you know that all these bettors are my kind of people. They're Kansas City people. Hey, I'm always all about the plus money. And Cole, you know that. An easy way to get that return is by betting the dogs. So let's give some underdogs a little love here in this segment. And Cole, I call it my moneyline moneymaker because betting an underdog to win outright, again, great value, which leads to a great payout. Who's on upset alert this week here in Week 15?
Well, at least I'm only going with one team, and it's the Deion Sanders Bowl. It's San Francisco and Dallas. Now, back in 2015, when I asked Jerry Jones how he felt about his playoff chances as well as the Super Bowl, he told me, he said, I want to dream with you, but I don't want to fantasize with you. Now, a fantastical notion would be a Super Bowl championship in 2020 for this Cowboys team. But anything is possible this season, especially when it comes to the NFC least. I see the Cowboys going on to get a win in this one, 27-21 over San Francisco. Sorry, Kyle Shanahan.
I'll take that plus money. 134 right now. Cole, thank you. Great stuff. And new users, get in on that action. You can do it right now. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can make any bet risk-free right now, up to $1,000. All you have to do is sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account. New users get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using the promo code MOREWAYS1000. It is that easy. If your first bet doesn't hit, you know how it works. It's all good. We've got your back. FanDuel's going to refund you up to $1,000 in site credit. So let's party, guys. Dave and Pony, you have up to $1,000 to place on a risk-free bet. Let's make our viewers some money here. Dave, you first. Where are you putting that $1,000 risk-free bet?
Spreads out the window and just use 3 teams on a money line parlay. The 3 teams I think win this week are going to be the Dolphins over the Patriots, the Cardinals to beat the Eagles, and then really the free square, the Titans as they beat the Lions. So $1,000 would get me back just shy of $2,700, Pony.
I'm going to play a future option here. The Bears to make the playoffs. Long odds. I think 9-7 gets it done in the NFC, and I could see Chicago winning out. Minnesota's a coin flip. Jacksonville, and who knows if the Green Bay Packers have anything to play for in Week 17.
All right, boom, check, done. You can make those risk-free bets on the app right now. Remember, more ways, 1,000. All right, guys, let's move on here. Remember, using that promo code right there on your screen, more ways, 1,000. It's easy, it's legal. You're going to take your winnings if you hit. You're going to get your money back if you don't. And now from our bettors to one of the most famous sports bettors around. I know you guys know who I'm talking about here. James Holt-Sauer won more than $2.4 million during his 34-game winning streak on the game show Jeopardy! He used his sports betting background to absolutely revolutionize the game by picking random clues and making monster wagers on daily doubles. I had the chance to ask him about that strategy, his favorite Alex Trebek memory, and if he'd like to be the next host of the show. James, this is a sports betting show, so I want to start with your sports betting background here. You've said it had a big impact on all of your success on Jeopardy! How did it help being a sports bettor and how things turned out for you on the game show?
If I found bets that could win 90% of the time, like I hit 90% of daily doubles correctly, then I would just be able to print money.
Yeah, and I would take 90% winning any day, all day long. James, I got to ask you, what got you into sports betting? Do you remember placing your first bet?
I was really into these simulations they used to run on Baseball Prospectus, trying to figure out who the playoff teams were going to be, and then there were other people doing this football, and I realized there was money to be made out there. I kind of remember telling my dad when I was 13 that I wish there was a stock market for sports teams because if there were, I would clean up on it. And, it turned out it was there. And I just never realized it until I was a grown up.
I do want to talk to you about Alex Trebek. He recently lost his battle with pancreatic cancer, and you've been vocal about his impact on you as well. Do you have a moment, one specific one or a memory of Alex that you can share with us that you just will take with you and cherish? I
would say the one thing that sticks in my mind is when we came back to film the Tournament of Champions, Alex came in looking, honestly pretty ragged. He had on the term a Canadian tuxedo. He was wearing denim from head to toe and had a, day's worth of stubble on his face. We see him an hour later on stage and he is Alex Trebek again. Everything looks clean. He's, perfectly dressed and everything. It was amazing to me, the transformation he made from going through what he was going through to showing up on TV and doing his job like nothing was wrong. It's incredible.
Rest in peace, Alex Trebek, no doubt. I do want to ask you about, we talked about a worthy opponent. Another worthy opponent, Ken Jennings, was just named as the first interim host when the show does resume taping. Should we expect you to possibly be the second interim host? Do you have interest in that?
Well, it would be a surprise to me because Jeopardy has not reached out to me in any capacity yet. I would probably put more effort into it than anyone other than Alex himself. But no, the cards don't seem to be pointing that way just yet. We'll see.
Just yet. All right, well, we'll have to see. And if you want to see more of James, check out The Chase on January 7th at 9 p.m. on ABC. And tune in to join us next week right here. Enjoy the games and good luck with your bet.
Time for new reading glasses? Go to readers.com. Choose from hundreds of styles and colors for under $20. And now, enter this exclusive TV coupon code at checkout to save up to 40%. That's readers.com.
We're looking forward to the sale this year. We've got a good group of mares and fillies of the track. One of them is Considerate. She's a half-sister to Enable, the champion Enable. So that's something a bit special. She's by Dancili and in full to Nathaniel. So she's carrying a three-quarter brother or sister to the champion Enable. We also have a young mare that should be attractive to some of the American breeders because she's a daughter of elusive quality and there is not a lot around, and is again this year the broodmare sire of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner, and she's carrying a first foal by Wooten Bassett. We also have a young daughter of Warfront from the family of Digital Age. Her first foal by Wooten Bassett made 180 at the yearling sale this year. She's in foal this year to Almanzor. She's got a nice colt at foot again by Wooten Bassett. We're obviously looking forward to welcoming all of you at the sale in Deauville, and feel free to get in touch. You can send any pictures and photos of all our draft.
TVG Saturday night, Japan Racing with the Grade 1 Asahi High Futurity. 2-year-olds set the winning pace from Hanshin Racecourse. Get free PPs at tvg.com for Japan Racing. Watch and wager Saturday night, 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific.
What up, Steelers and Eagles fans, and welcome to week 15 of the NFL season. We are here and we are doing this dang thing. You're watching FanDuel Sportsbook's More Ways to Win. I'm your host, Lisa Kerney, getting you ready for all the NFL action this week. And as always, I'm joined by the best in the sports betting business. Let's get our experts in here, guys. These guys are here to help you make money. So now is the time to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to place your bets with their advice. New users, plug in the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. We're going to get into this a little later in the show. We're going to place these bets for you. It's easy, it's legal, it's fun. So let's get this party started, guys. Week 15 is here, and we're kicking things off with the bright lights of Monday Night Football. Go big or go home, right? Pittsburgh is in Cincinnati to take on those Bengals. The Steelers have lost back-to-back games after starting the season 11-0. But Pittsburgh has absolutely dominated this series, winning 11 straight games against Cincinnati. Andrew Filipponi, you are the radio voice there in Pittsburgh. Coming to you first, the Steelers are giving 12.5 points in this matchup. Can they cover that number?
No, I don't think the Steelers could cover 12.5 against Alabama right now. I mean, they're just a team that's in complete shambles. 11-2, don't let the record fool you, Dave Weaver. It's a team that is at a loss. I don't think they know who they are offensively. They're throwing the ball way too much. Ben Roethlisberger's got no zip on the ball. He looked like Peyton Manning in his final year in Denver against Buffalo on Sunday night. He's talking about retirement after the game. Maybe I need to hang it up. The Bengals are a get-right type of team, one of the worst defenses in the entire NFL. But I don't trust the Steelers to run the ball effectively. James Conner now has a quad injury. And I don't know what Ben Roethlisberger has left in the tank. So with this big number, I'm going to take the Bengals.
Yeah, not only did they lose last week, they lost the week before. So 2 losses in a row, yet John Sheeran feels that they're still good enough to be favored by double digits on the road. I don't think a team that loses 2 in a row ever should be favored in the NFL on the road by that much. You go back to 2018, the Steelers had 2 consecutive losses. They went to Oakland as a 10.5-point favorite. Not only did they not cover, they lost the game outright. So I think there's a chance that Cincinnati could pull off a huge upset in this one, but for sure, I'm going to be taking the points.
Sounds like an easy bet if you tail those guys. But let's get the right take on this matchup. And for that, we've got to get out to Chicago, where we find our Cole Wright, NFL analyst for us with Marquee Sports Network, of course, formerly with NFL Network. Cole, you heard those guys and their picks. They think it's very cut and dried here for this Monday night matchup. Which team do you have winning in this one, and by how many points?
Pony, shame on you, because last look, Peyton Manning in Denver his last season, he won a Super Bowl. I know he wasn't great, but that's here nor there. Now, when it comes to Cincinnati, not a whole bunch of positives when you talk about this team. So I'm going to let you know what you may not hear on WKRP. Now, despite Pittsburgh's struggles with the run game, they're 31st overall, this is going to be a game where their pass catchers get right. Now, we've seen those struggles. Deontay, the drop, Johnson. Yeah, we're looking at you. Eric Ebron, Juju, Chase Claypool, everybody. Now, Ben, he said everyone needs to be held accountable, including himself. And the Steelers, I have a good feeling they're going to show everybody why they're that 11-2 team and why they started out the season so hot. Never mind about those 2 defeats that they've suffered back-to-back. They're going to go out there. They're going to get this win, 28-14. They're going to cover the spread. How do you feel about that one, Pony and Dave?
That applause that you hear, Cole, that is the Steel City saying, thank you, Steelers fans. I know you want to roll with your guys. And if you tail Cole there, fade Pony, fade Dave, you take Pittsburgh and those points, a winning $50 bet means you're going to collect more than $95. Again, right now they're giving 12.5, the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Now let's get to those Eagles traveling west to take on the Cardinals in Arizona. What a matchup this is now that we've got these quarterbacks figured out. How about Philly QB Jalen Hurts? Won his first career start last week, rushing for 106 yards against the Saints, helping the Eagles end that 4-game skid. Dave Weaver, Philly is getting 6.5 points in this matchup on the road. Which team do you like in this one?
Oh, I liked what I saw from the Eagles last week, but I don't think they can take the show on the road. That's been a problem for them. They're 0-4 against the spread their last 4 road games, and specifically going to Arizona, they have not traveled well there, 0-4 against the spread against the Cardinals as well. So you take those 2 things into consideration, but for me, I'm looking at the way that Arizona can put points on the board, and when they play teams that struggle offensively, like San Francisco, Washington, Dallas, Jets, Giants, they crush those teams. And when they play teams that can match points with them, it's a little different story against the Rams and the Seahawks. But I don't think that the Eagles are going to be able to match points ultimately here with Arizona, so I'm willing to lay a touchdown here.
Well, you're holding the sins of Carson Wentz against Jalen Hurts, Dave. That's not fair. That's wrong of you. I mean, you're talking about how it's not a good offense. They just took the Saints to the woodshed. They just took one of the best defenses in the NFL to school with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Here's what you need to know about Philadelphia. When they don't turn the ball over, they're a really good team. They're 3-0 this year when their quarterback doesn't throw an interception. The problem is Carson Wentz gave them out like tasty cakes. He was just terrible. And now Jalen Hurts, you know it's going to be run first, dual threat. They had over 200 rushing yards against the Saints. Love the money line play here. So take the points, but then get greedy. Lisa, go with a money line moneymaker. Philly's going to go to Arizona and win this game outright.
Plus 220. I'm on it. Thank you, Pony. We're going to do some more money line moneymakers coming up later in the show. But Eagles fans, if you bet on Philly, you take those points, you're going to collect more than $93 on a winning $50 bet. And hey, thanks for hanging with us this week and every single week. If you do, you know we are just getting started on our Week 15 breakdowns. Coming up, we are picking the biggest game of the week. We've got the Chiefs on the road at those New Orleans Saints, and we're also previewing the Sunday night matchup between the Browns and the Giants. We're going to get to that in a little bit right here on this show. But right now, let's check in with the guy that sets all the lines for us at the FanDuel Sportsbook, the odds maker himself, Mr. John Sheeran. And John, before we get into anything here in Week 15, I've got to give you and the FanDuel team a shout out here. The FanDuel Sportsbook refunding bets made on the Monday night game between the Ravens and Browns. It ended on a crazy safety that pushed the Ravens to win by 5 instead of 3. Look at that bad beat refund. Awesome stuff. The FanDuel Sportsbook refunded bettors who had the Browns at +3, 3.5, and 4.5, and that is just good on you guys for doing that. Love to see that. So now let's get to this week's games, and I have to ask you, are there any betting trends that have you rethinking a specific line here in Week 15?
The line in the Steelers game is very interesting. The guys just touched on it. The Steelers offense confidence looks completely shot. There's drops left, right, and center. They can't run the football anymore. They're passing it 50 times a game. And James Conner potentially even has an injury as well. They played three times in 11 days. Obviously looked tired, particularly in the second half last week. But it feels like they're really creaking. They don't really feel like where they're at. The receivers are obviously their confidence completely gone now as well. And I think this is a good spot for Pittsburgh to actually look ahead. I think they'll do enough to win the game, but I find it very hard to believe that they'll cover 12 with both Indianapolis and Cleveland coming up in the last 2 weeks of the season. So for me, that's one that I think we got to watch very close. I think that trends down towards the Bengals, despite that 15-point win or 25-point win as it was back in November. I think Seattle and Washington is also very interesting as well, Lisa. It's 5.5, and yes, there are doubts about Alex Smith, and maybe we do get Dwayne Haskins. But Seattle scored 5 points in the first half and led 5 points to 0 against the New York Giants. They only scored 1 touchdown in the second half and lost outright at home to the New York Giants. So I think this Washington defense can put a lot of pressure on Seattle's offense. Forget about last week. It was against the Jets team that we all know are terrible. I see Washington doing enough to stick around in that game.
Great context to both of those matchups and both of those lines. Thank you, Sharon. We're going to see you, John, just a little bit later in the show. But Pennsylvania, this is my moment. If you're making a road trip down to the New Jersey area, I want to take this time to invite all of you to join us at the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. We would absolutely love to have you. We're located right across the parking lot from MetLife Stadium. We know you cannot be in the stadiums right now, but you can be at the Meadowlands. You can be there with us, the FanDuel Sportsbook, located again right across the parking lot from the stadium. Dozens of TVs, table service. We've got food, drink, tons of other friends watching those football games. Of course, you will mask up. You will keep your distance. Everybody's going to stay safe, but you can bet on your favorite teams and players, and you can do it right there with us, the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands. We look forward to welcoming you this weekend for all the NFL games and every single day of the week. All right, now let's get to a huge matchup and potential Super Bowl preview. I am so excited for this game. My Kansas City Chiefs at the New Orleans Saints, a great test for both teams here. That goes unsaid. Kansas City 12-1. The Chiefs are the Super Bowl favorite on the FanDuel Sportsbook right now at plus 195. Who's next? You're looking at them. Saints 10-3. They are tied for the next shortest odds at plus 700. Andrew Filipponi, let's bet this game here. The Chiefs are giving 3 points. You heard Sharon talking about it right there. They're on the road. Which side do you like in this matchup?
You should be excited, Lisa, because the Chiefs are going to win. They're going to cover again. They're going to make it 23 out of 24. The Saints defense, this is a big challenge for them. We can all agree that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. The second best is probably Aaron Rodgers. And what happened, Dave Weaver, when this New Orleans defense went up against Aaron Rodgers this year? They gave up 37 points, and Aaron Rodgers threw 3 touchdown passes. That is the closest thing they've seen to Patrick Mahomes. And when they saw that type of quarterback, they got blown out. And the same thing will happen in this game. Take Kansas City.
I don't think so. I don't know how excited Lisa's going to be after the game when the Chiefs lose. I think the Saints win this game. This is the 4th road game in 5 weeks for Kansas City. This is not an easy spot for them. Patrick Mahomes has never seen the Saints defense before. He's never played them, and I think it's a good spot for the Saints to actually beat the Chiefs in this game. They love being an underdog at home, 6-1 against the spread in those spots. So they're coming in, I think, a little bit disrespected by this line. They're going to win. I like the Saints.
Okay, just a little note here again on these Chiefs, and I wrote it down. 7-0 on the road this season, average win by 9 points. I'm just saying, Dave, I'm coming at you. I'm coming at you strong here. But everybody at home, if you like the Saints, if you want a tail day there, and the points in this matchup, you like that, you're going to collect more than $93 on a winning $50 wager if you take those New Orleans Saints. Leaving it at that. And speaking of winning, shout out to our FanDuel winner from last week. If you watched us in week 14, we had an awesome new segment called FanDuel, and our FanDuel friend Tom Vecchio beat out Jim Sonis and Megan Nunez in total money, getting 2 of his 3 bets correct. You see his picks right there on your screen. Tom collected more than 144 virtual dollars on his $100 in bets. And as a winner of the FanDuel competition here on More Ways to Win, we brought him back to join us this week, gave him 100 more virtual dollars to pick his best spread, money line, and total bets for week 15. Do your thing, Tom. What you got?
I won last week, and I'm back again this week for another 3 bets, a spread bet, a money line bet, and a total bet. So let's jump in. Starting off with that spread bet, the Vikings are at home, giving points to the Bears. The Vikings lost last week, but this is still a winnable matchup for them. They're still in the playoff picture. We want to be putting 25 towards this one. Next up, we have the Cowboys at home, coming off a win, and they're taking on a very, very injured and depleted 49ers team. We want to be putting 25 on the money line for the Cowboys. And finally, the total bet, the over in the Eagles and Cardinals game for $50. The Eagles have new life on offense with Hurts at quarterback. We know that the Cardinals are struggling a little bit, but this is a weak Philly defense.
Again, Tom got 2 out of 3 right last week, and here you have his picks for Week 15. Tom is putting 25 of his virtual dollars on the Vikings, giving points to the Bears. Then you see 25 on the Cowboys to beat the 49ers straight up, and 50 on the Eagles and Cardinals to go over that 49.5. So Dave and Pony, I got to get you guys back in here. Those are Tom's picks. Same drill for you guys, 100 virtual dollars for this game. You have that money, and you have to bet a spread, a money line, and a total for Week 15. Dave, giddy up. What you got? Let's go through your first picks.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the Dolphins. That's my play of the week. So my biggest bet is going to be on them, $50 to beat the Patriots. Why is this line only 2.5 points? I mean, shouldn't they be winning this game by 20? I think so. I think the Patriots are kind of trending to being one of the worst teams right now as we head into the end of the season. They look horrible with 3 points last week. So I think Miami has way more to play for at this point of the season. Give me them for $50. My money line bet, I'm going to go down to a 5 spot, $5. But because they're such a big underdog, Cincinnati Bengals are plus 500. I'll still take it if they can win. That would give me $25 in profit. I think the Steelers are, just should not be such a big favorite in that game on the money line. My final bet leaves me at $45 for my total. I love the over in the Indy-Houston game. You saw what Indy did to the Raiders last week. They're just rolling offensively right now, and I don't think Houston's going to be slowing down. I think Houston's going to be able to put up points as well. So $45 on over 51 in that game.
Okay, Dave, good stuff. We're going to see how you do against Tom. We'll keep track of those bets. Pony, you're up. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to start with a $60 wager on Seattle against the spread versus Washington. One of the biggest myths in football for the Seahawks are, they go on the East Coast, different time zone, they're going to lose. They're 3-1 this year when they travel in Eastern time zone. They're better than Washington. They'll cover a manageable number. I'm then going to take $10, and I'm going to bet Houston on the money line at Indianapolis. One of the things that you find when you bet on teams that come off of bad losses, Houston lost by 20+. Those teams that lose by 20+, cover 60% of the time the following week. So I'm going to get greedy and bet Houston to win outright on the money line. And then my leftover 30, the under in Miami, New England. I think that's going to be an ugly game, a lot of field goals and punts that keeps the game low scoring.
I can see those hitting, Pony. Great stuff. Those bets all set for you guys this week. 15 slate is available for you right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Hey, tailor, guys, or make your own picks on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. And remember, new users, I'm going to say it all show long, remember to plug in that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. Again, More Ways 1000. All right, time now to talk little daily fantasy here and a special FanDuel contest that gives you a chance to play against some NFL GOATs. Greatest of all time, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. It's all part of FanDuel's GOAT Gauntlet series powered by Goat Fuel. You can win a spot in the DFS finals against those NFL greats just by doing one of the following. Hey, win the contest outright or roster the highest scoring player at a certain position. This week, that position is running back. So let's get on it. And Dave and Pony, this DFS segment is all you. I want you guys to give me one stud running back that could score the most fantasy points this week, and then one under the radar guy that you think we should plug in that could absolutely crush it this weekend as well. Dave, you first.
Well, first of all, Lisa, these picks literally are fueled by Goat Fuel, because I got one, a pink candy, no sugar, by the way. So even though it tastes like candy, it's awesome. I'm going to go with Derrick Henry as my big gun. Look, he's the most expensive guy, $10,200, but career year. He's 8 yards shy of his career high last year. He's just rolling. He's playing up against a bad Detroit defense, so he's the number one guy, obviously, to go to. But James Robinson would be my sleeper at 7,000. He became just the 36th running back to get over 1,000 yards in his first 13 games of his career, joining an unbelievable list of Hall of Famers. So I think he's the guy to go to if you're looking for a sleeper.
I don't know how big of a sleeper he is, Dave, when he's setting records, like you're saying there. I don't know if he's exactly under the radar, but hey, keep drinking that goat fuel, my man. Look, I like J.K. Dobbins as my stud running back this week in Baltimore. There were 9 rushing touchdowns on Monday Night Football between Baltimore and Cleveland. Baltimore's getting back now that they're over that outbreak situation, and Dobbins is the feature back. I think he has a huge game against a lowly Jacksonville defense. For my under-the-radar guy, Wayne Gallman of the Giants against the aforementioned Browns. He had a streak this year, it's incredible, of 5 consecutive games with a touchdown. The man is a nose for the end zone. We know Daniel Jones' struggles, his hamstring injury. If the Giants move the ball, it's going to be with Gallman against Cleveland.
Great stuff, guys. Make sure to log on to FanDuel.com to enter FanDuel's Goat Gauntlet Series powered by Goat Fuel and get those guys into your lineups as well. Doesn't matter if they are under the radar or not. You can just play them, plug them in and play them. It's just $3 to enter with a prize pool of $25,000. Again, win the contest or roster the top scoring running back to earn a spot in the finals against Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. And hey, if you don't qualify this week, don't worry. You'll have another chance next week by picking the top scoring quarterbacks. So stay tuned for that. And again, find the contest right now at FanDuel.com. Got to get back to our game previews now and the Sunday night football matchup. Back to those bright lights, guys. The 5-8 New York Giants hosting the 9-4 Cleveland Browns. Both of those teams lost this week, as we saw, ending 4-game winning streaks, both kind of in the same boat there. The Giants getting 4.5 points in this one at home. Dave, which side do you like in this matchup?
I like Cleveland. I think they bounce back, and the reason being they can do it offensively. They've won games 49-38 this year, or they can win defensively. They've won games 10-7. So when you have a team, if their offense shows up, they can cover, or if their defense shows up, they can cover, you're in good shape. But what if they both show up? They're going to win this game by 20 or 30 points. And Pony pointed out earlier in the season, Kevin Stefanski has just done an awesome job. You compare him to what Hugh Jackson and Freddie Kitchens brought to this team, and I think the Browns really feel each and every time they're going out there that they're going to win. Even though it was a tough loss last week, I think they get the job done and cover.
Well, they feel right now like every time they go out there, they're going to score a ton of points, Dave. And they've scored more than 40 in their last 2 games. So over 85 points total with Tennessee and Baltimore, 2 teams that are headed to the playoffs. The Giants, they scored 40 points. The last time that happened was last year against Washington. The team had a different name back then. There's no way. It's a track meet game, and the Giants can't keep up. They don't have the horses. You got to take Cleveland.
And again, guys, you saw that note on the screen there and that full screen. 3-13 against the spread in their last 16 as home underdogs. Those Giants. Cole, got to get your thoughts here. I want to bring you back in here. You heard those guys' picks. Which team do you have winning in this matchup, and by how many points on Sunday night?
Well, Dave's over there drinking goat fuel, and all I have is some lukewarm coffee at best. And speaking of lukewarm, that's exactly what the Giants are right now. After getting smashed by Arizona on Sunday, they had 4 straight wins. That's 4. But now they have back-to-back games versus teams above 500, and they're right in the thick of the playoff mix. And that could be a problem for Daniel Jones and that hamstring. Just 11 of 21 or 127 yards in the loss to the Cardinals. But what about Monday Night Football? I know it was a loss, but Baker Mayfield and Cleveland, well, to finish out the season, they get the Giants, the Jets, then Pittsburgh, who could be resting up that last game of the season. So don't be surprised if Cleveland runs the table, goes 12-4, and it all starts with a big-time win this week, 31-17 over Big Blue. You can count on that one.
With the final score. Thank you, Cole. Great stuff, guys, and thanks every single week. I got to get to this because I have bettors asking me for the hottest bets on the board right now. They want to get in on that action. And I tell them, hey, it's all good. I got a guy. That guy is this guy, John Sheeran. I told you he'd be back. Sheeran, which teams are taking the most action here in Week 15?
It's all about the Chiefs and the Saints, Lisa, by far and away the biggest game of the week. I guess the dress rehearsal probably for the Super Bowl. 95% of the money has been for the Kansas City Chiefs. We did open them as a -4 favorite, Lisa. Moved out to 3.5 yesterday. Saw some sharp money that brought it down to a field goal now. Trending towards seeing Drew Brees on the field. If that happens, it will drop underneath the field goal for sure. The public have no interest whatsoever in the Saints, but we do feel like this is a pretty good matchup. Obviously, Kansas City continue to roll, but the Saints at home in a game they probably really need, with Drew Brees back at the helm, I think that defense can improve on obviously the issues they had against Philadelphia last week. And we saw Miami get 3 interceptions from Patrick Mahomes. Pretty incredible last week. Obviously very impressive they managed to give those interceptions away and still win the game. That doesn't happen very often. But I think the Saints are the right side here.
Okay, great stuff, Sharon. We'll see you again. I'm always all about the plus money. If you guys watch this show, you know that by now. An easy way to get that return is by betting the dogs. So let's give some underdogs a little love here, Cole. Hey, I call it my moneyline moneymaker. You heard Pony reference it a little earlier in the show. I get all hyped up on these dogs because an underdog that wins outright gets you great value and a great payout. So who's on upset alert for you this week here in Week 15?
Well, Lisa, if you did a blind resume, especially this late in the season, New England versus Miami, the team with the winning record would usually be the Patriots, but this year, not so much. But when it comes to Bill Belichick and Brian Flores, it's that student versus the teacher matchup, and I think that Bill B has that Yoda versus Luke Skywalker mystique. So I'm going to go with the Patriots in this one. They still have a little to play for, and they could squash Miami's hopes 23-14. And then my other one, I'm going with the Deion Sanders Bowl. It's San Francisco at Dallas. Now, back in 2015, I asked Jerry Jones about the playoffs as well as the Super Bowl. He told me that he didn't want to dream with me, but he also didn't want to fantasize with me. So he was putting things in perspective. But this year, well, it may be outrageous to think, but the playoffs still on the horizon for the Cowboys. They're not mathematically eliminated just quite yet. So I see them getting a win over San Francisco in the Deion Sanders Bowl, 27-21, Lisa.
Awesome stuff. What an uphill battle the Cowboys have faced all year long. And Cole's still on them there. All right, gamblers, head to the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now and take a look at all of the odds that are there for you in Week 15. You can make your bets right there and see if a matchup is there that you like, a money line bet that kind of speaks to you. Remember, picking an underdog means plus money, and we all like a bit of that. All right, moving on here. We got to get to our risk-free bet. I teased it at the top of the show. New users, get in on that action right now. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. You can make any bet risk-free right now up to $1,000. All you have to do is sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account. New users get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using the promo code right there on your screen. More ways, 1,000. If your first bet doesn't hit, it's all good. We've got your back. FanDuel's going to refund you up to $1,000 in site credit. So let's party. Dave and Pony, you have up to $1,000 to place on a risk-free bet. So let's go ahead and make our viewers a little bit of money here. Dave, you first. Where are you putting that bet?
Well, technically, you don't have to pick an underdog on the money line to get plus money. You can also take a few favorites and put them together in a 3-team parlay, which I'm going to do and get plus money. I'm going to get about plus $1,600 on my $1,000 if the Eagles lose, which Pony thinks they're going to beat Arizona. That's not happening. If the Patriots lose, which Cole thinks they're going to win, that's not happening. So I'm going against these guys. But I basically need the Cardinals, the Titans, and the Dolphins all to win on my parlay. $1,000 gets me just shy of $2,700.
And Eagles fans around the globe are cheering, standing ovation right now, Dave. They're so excited that you're fading them this week. Look, I'm going to take a value bet here, a future bet, on the Bears to make the playoffs. I think 9 wins gets it done for the last wild card spot. Chicago would need to win out. They rebounded and had a huge blowout win over Houston. The thing for me, the key to this bet is, what does Green Bay do in Week 17? They're slated to play Chicago. The Packers have the tiebreaker over the Saints for the #1 seed. So we might see Tim Boyle at quarterback for the Packers in Week 17. They might mail it in. And if that happens, I think there's a path for the Bears to get to 9 wins, win 3 in a row, and make the playoffs as the 3rd wild card team.
See what you did there, Pony, and I like it. Great stuff, guys. Gamblers, make sure to sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account right now to place your bet. Remember, use a promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. It's easy, it's legal, it's live right now. You take your winnings if you hit, get your money back if you don't. And just like I said at the top of the show, I hope you downloaded the FanDuel Sportsbook app at the beginning of this show and you placed all your bets with our experts' advice. Enjoy the games. We'll see you right back here next week.
TVG Saturday. 3-year-olds and up dig for riches in the Grade 3 Mr. Prospector from Gulfstream Park. Graded stakes action at 7 furlongs. Load up and play Saturday. Gulfstream, first post, 12:35 Eastern, 9:35 Pacific.
Here we are at Gestüt Bernried in the southern part of Germany, not far away from the Alps. We're looking forward to presenting our consignment with a nice bunch of mares and fillies in and out of training and one wheeling. The highlights this year would be 2 very prominent racing fillies, Durance and Satomi, and the only mare in foal to see the stars in the catalogue, Good Donna, which has produced 2 black-type performers with her first 2 foals. Durance, tracing back to one of the most celebrated broodmares probably in American history in the way of Miss Disco, the dam of Bold Ruler. Satomi, on the other hand, tracing back to Schwarzgold, one of the most prominent German influences internationally, with horses like Sagas, Steinlen, Slip Anchor as well, an English Derby winner. We hope that customers from all over the world might be able to attend either in person or online.
Time for new reading glasses? Go to readers.com. Choose from hundreds of styles and colors for under $20. And now, enter this exclusive TV coupon code at checkout to save up to 40%. That's readers.com.
What up, Bears and Lions fans, and welcome to week 15 of the NFL season. We made it, we're here, and we are doing this dang thing. We're excited to have you with us. You're watching FanDuel Sportsbook's More Ways to Win. I am your host, Lisa Kerney, getting you ready for all the NFL action this weekend. And as always, I am joined by the best of the best, the sports betting experts. Guys, get on in here. These guys are here to help you make money. So now is the time to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to place your bets with their advice. New users, be sure to plug in that promo code right there on your screen. More Ways 1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. We are going to place these bets a little later in the show, so hang tight for that. It's easy, it's legal, it is fun. So let's get this party started. Week 15 is underway, and we're kicking things off with the Chicago Bears here, traveling to Minnesota to take on those Vikings. Both teams are sitting there at 6-7, and the first teams out in the NFC playoff picture, guys. Bears are coming off that 36-7 win against Houston. Chicago is getting 3.5 points in this matchup. Andrew Filipponi, which side do you like here?
I like the Bears because I've been paying attention, Lisa. I do my homework. I watch these games. And if you're paying attention to both of these teams, they're going in different directions. Chicago finally snapped that long losing streak and, got a lot of losing out of their system against Houston, blew them out 36-7. And then you contrast that with Minnesota. Look at what the Vikings have done at home lately, guys. They got beat outright by the Cowboys. Andy Dalton went in there and beat Kirk Cousins. Jacksonville, they needed overtime to beat the Jaguars, a team that's practically tanking at home. So now the Bears are hanging by a thread in this playoff race. I think Chicago not only covers, Lisa, money line, money maker on the Bears.
Did you watch the game in Week 10 where the Vikings ran the ball 33 times and beat the Bears and covered against the Bears? That's the key for Mike Zimmer. When he runs the ball 27 times or more, this is an amazing stat since he took over that team. 50-10-1 against the spread. The Bears give up just about 29 rushes per game, so Minnesota's going to just ground and pound all day long. I think you're wrong on this one, Pony. I like the Vikings.
All right, let's see if Cole does his research. Hey, time now for the right take on this matchup, and we get out to our guy in Chicago, Cole Wright, our NFL expert of Marquee Sports Network, formerly of NFL Network. Cole, you heard those guys and their picks on this game. Which team do you have winning, and by how many points? What does your research say, Cole?
Well, Pony and I, we do our research. Apparently, Dave does not, because sometimes it's just better to be lucky rather than good. And the Minnesota Vikings, they've been getting some country club bounces here lately. Their last 3 wins, 6 points, 1 point, 3 points, all versus sub-500 teams. And the Bears, as Dave said, they were one of those Viking wins. But Chicago's big-time win over Houston may have kept those playoff hopes. Even they're as thin as can be, razor thin right now. A heavy dose of David Montgomery, that's going to be key if the Bears want to get this win. Now, since week 12, he's averaging 96 rushing yards per game. You throw that in with a mistake-free Mitchell Trubisky, Cole Kmet, he gets better each and every single game. I see the Bears coming out with a big-time win in this one. They're riding that wave of momentum, 28-14.
Yep, Chicago, you're talking to your people there, Cole. Bears fans, if you roll with your guys and take Chicago and the points here, a winning $50 bet on your team means you're going to collect more than $93 on a winning $50 wager. Again, it's the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's available for you right now. Now to the Lions, traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Detroit's defense giving up the fourth most rushing yards per game. And then, oh, hey, here comes Derrick Henry. By the way, leads the league in rushing and coming off 215-yard game last week against Jacksonville. Dave Weaver, let's bet this game. Lions are getting 10.5 points in this matchup. Is that enough to take Detroit on the road?
No. I think they're not going to keep it within a couple of touchdowns here, and the reason why, they're just not matched up very well against this AFC South division. They gave up 41 points to Texans. They gave up 41 points to Colts, so they're going to give up 40 or more to the Titans, who are just going to run the ball right down their throat all game long. And the Lions are 0-5 lifetime against Tennessee since the Houston Oilers changed their name and their city. But I just don't think they match up well. I just cannot envision the Lions creating enough offense to keep this game close, Pony.
This is a real simple analysis if you're a sports bettor. You look up whenever the Titans are playing their opponent and what that team does against the run. And when you see that Detroit is 29th, that's all you need to know. They can't stop elite running backs. Dalvin Cook, Minnesota's great back, went for over 200 yards against the Lions, and the Vikings blew out Detroit. The same thing is going to happen here. The Titans are a sure bet.
Okay, Lions fans, there it is. If you want to fade those guys, do your thing, bet with your heart. You take Detroit and take those points. You're going to collect more than $97 on a winning $50 bet. You cheer on your bet and you cheer on your team at the same time. Win-win. And hey, we're just getting started here on our Week 15 breakdowns. Many more wins ahead for you right here on the show. Coming up, we're picking the biggest game of the week, Kansas City at New Orleans. We're also previewing the Sunday night and Monday night matchups as well. We are going to get to those bright lights of those primetime games. That's all ahead right here on More Ways to Win. But right now, we got to check in with the guy that sets all of the lines for us here at the FanDuel Sportsbook, the odds maker himself, Mr. John Sheeran. Hey, John, welcome into Week 15. But before we get to anything here, I've got to give you guys a humongous shout out, fist bump to you and your staff there at the FanDuel Sportsbook for refunding bets made on the Monday night game between the Ravens and Browns. What an awesome game it was, and that ending was absolutely nuts. That crazy safety that pushed the Ravens to win by 5 instead of 3. So the FanDuel Sportsbook refunding bettors who had the Browns at +3, 3.5, and 4.5. Good on you guys. I had to give you a shout out and a virtual fist bump, Sheeran. So now let's get into this week's games here. Are there any betting trends here in Week 15 that have you kind of rethinking a specific line? What are you seeing?
I think the Steelers and Bengals is the first one, Lisa. It's 12.5 right now, and even though the numbers might tell you on the performances this year that that's accurate, I don't think this is the spot for Pittsburgh. The Bengals have been pretty poor, let's face it, but the Steelers' offense completely shot their confidence. The receivers are dropping balls left, right, and center. James Conner came back last week, again got injured and couldn't run the ball effectively. So I'm not sure the Steelers are going to put up enough points to be able to cover this. It could be something like a 21 to 12 or 21-14 win. I do expect them to win, but I think it's a good spot to take the Bengals as the Steelers look ahead to their last 2 games of the season against the Colts and the Browns. So for me, that's one that I'm really aware of. I expect that game to trend towards Cincinnati over the next couple of days. Seattle is another one in Washington, 5.5 right now. Seattle got a soft one last week against the Jets. The week before, they only scored 12 points at home against the New York Giants. And I think this Washington defense is really rolling right now, Lisa. They've won 4 straight. Yes, they may lose Alex Smith, which will be important. But I think as a result, we're getting 5.5, 6 points come kickoff. And I think that they can keep Seattle's offense to a score that allows them to be involved in that game, maybe even sneak a win late on for 5 in a row.
Great context to those lines and those matchups, Sharon. Thank you. Now let's get to a huge matchup and potential Super Bowl preview here, guys. My Kansas City Chiefs at the New Orleans Saints. I cannot wait for this game. A great test for both teams here. That goes unsaid, right? Kansas City 12-1, and the Chiefs are the Super Bowl favorite on FanDuel Sportsbook there at plus 195. Who's next? Well, you're looking at them. The Saints, 10-3. They are tied for the next shortest odds there at plus 700. Andrew Filipponi, let's bet this game. The Chiefs are giving 3 on the road. We've already seen that in a little context to that. Which side do you like in this matchup?
Lisa, you're going to love this. The Chiefs were built for games like this. They get up. They get bored by Carolina, Denver, the Chargers. They can't wait for games where it's a heavyweight fight, and that's what we have here. The Chiefs are 4-0 against teams that are currently in the playoffs. They beat the Ravens by 14 on the road. They went to Buffalo and won by 9. Those are dark horse Super Bowl contenders. The Chiefs are the real deal, and they love playing teams that are coming for their spot. Don't mess with the king. Take the Chiefs, -3.
I think the Saints are the ones that love being in this position, being a home underdog and being disrespected by John Sheeran on the line. They're 6-1 against the spread as a home dog their last 7 games. And look, Kansas City, they've been on the road a lot. This is their 4th game out of 5. This is the tough part of the year for them as far as the NFL schedule went. 4th game out of 5 that they're on the road. And when's the last time they covered? They never cover. I think you pointed it out. Buffalo maybe early in the season. I think the last time was actually the Jets, and that doesn't even count. That was week number 8. So they haven't covered in forever. I like the Saints. Sorry, Lisa.
You're not sorry, Dave. You're just saying that because we're 9 days out from Christmas or whatever it is at this point. I'm losing track. All right. If you guys want to tail Dave, you know what? Do your thing. I'm not going to hold it against you. Take the Saints and the points in this matchup. You're going to collect more than $93 on a winning $50 wager. If you're going to make the smart play, you might want to tail Pony. Just saying. All right. And speaking of winning, shout out to our FanDuel winner from last week. If you joined us last week in week 14, awesome having you with us. And we had a new fun segment that we rolled out called FanDuel. And FanDuel's Tom Vecchio beat out Jim Sonis and Megan Nunez in total money, getting 2 of his 3 bets correct. You see his picks right there on your screen right now. Tom collected more than 144 virtual dollars on his $100 in bets. And as a winner of the FanDuel competition here on More Ways to Win, we brought him back. Gave him 100 more virtual dollars to pick his best spread, money line, and total bets for this week. Tom, welcome back. It's week 15. Do your thing. What you got?
I won last week, and I'm back again this week for another 3 bets, a spread bet, a money line bet, and a total bet. So let's jump in. Starting off with that spread bet, the Vikings are at home, giving points to the Bears. The Vikings lost last week, but this is still a winnable matchup for them. They're still in the playoff picture. We want to be putting 25 towards this one. Next up, we have the Cowboys at home, coming off a win, and they're taking on a very, very injured and depleted 49ers team. We want to be putting 25 on the money line for the Cowboys. And finally, the total bet, the over in the Eagles and Cardinals game for $50. The Eagles have new life on offense with Hurts at quarterback. We know that the Cardinals are struggling a little bit, but this is a weak Philly defense.
There you have it. Tom is putting 25 of his virtual dollars on the Vikings, giving points to the Bears, 25 on the Cowboys to beat the 49ers straight up, and 50 on the Eagles. and Cardinals to cover. Again, that over is 49.5 right now. Again, Tom got 2 out of 3 last week. We'll see what he gets done this week. We'll see how he does against you guys, Dave and Pony. Those are Tom's picks. Same drill for you guys, $100 virtual dollars for you guys to spend. You have that money, you have to put it on a spread, a money line bet, and a total bet. Dave, you first. Roll out those bets for us.
All right, let's start with my spread bet, and that is going to be the Miami Dolphins to beat the Patriots. I'm going to take $50, so half of my bankroll is going to go on that. That is my best play. I think New England is just not a very good team right now as they get in deeper this year. They don't have a whole lot to play for at this point. I think Miami wins this game big, and I'm willing to lay the 2.5 points. So there's 50. I'm going to only bet $5 on the money line, but it's one of the biggest prices of the week. That's Cincinnati Bengals at plus 500. So that's a small bet, but it could yield me a nice return. That leaves me with $45, and that's going to go on the over in the Houston-Indy game. The last time these two teams played, they had well over 40 points at halftime. Then it kind of slowed down. I think that is not going to slow down this time around. They're just going to go back and forth throughout the game. So $45 on the over 51 points there, and that's my 100.
I love your $5 bet, by the way, Dave. It's reminding people you can make a $1, a $5, a $3, $2 bet, whatever it is. Just get skin in the game. I think it's fun. Awesome stuff. We'll see how you do against Tom. Pony, you are up. What you got?
I'm going to start with a bigger one, $60. That's my initial spread wager. Seattle against Washington. The Seahawks defense has come alive. They've held 3 straight opponents under 20 points, and now it looks like Dwayne Haskins will be the Washington quarterback. $10 money line bet on a big upset. I'm going to take Houston to go on the road and beat Indianapolis. Thinking there is that Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Phillip Rivers, so I'll roll the dice. And the under for $40 or $30, excuse me, in New England and Miami. Bill Belichick defense against a rookie quarterback. The game's low scoring. Take the under.
I like the gamble already, a low under there at 41.5. Okay, guys, we'll see how you do. Those bets all set for you this week right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Taylor, guys, or hey, make your own picks on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Remember, new users, use that promo code MOREWAYS1000. You can plug it in, download the app, plug it in, get yourself a new account. You're going to get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Again, promo code MOREWAYS1000. All right, guys, time now to talk daily fantasy. Let's kind of pivot here. A special FanDuel contest that gives you a chance to play against some NFL GOATs. Greatest of all time, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. It's all part of FanDuel's GOAT Gauntlet series, powered by Goat Fuel. You can win a spot in the DFS contest by doing one of 2 things. DFS finals, I should say. Be very clear about that. You can play against these NFL greats by doing one of these 2 things. You win the contest or you roster the highest scoring player at a certain position. So this week, that position is running backs. We're going to get these guys back in here. Dave and Pony, this DFS segment is all you here. I want you to give me a stud running back, one guy that could score the most fantasy points this week, and then one under-the-radar guy that you think is going to absolutely come out and crush it this weekend. Dave, you first. Who do you have in mind?
Well, I have such a huge edge in this segment because Jerry Rice sent me the pink candy straight from his office, the Goat Fuel. Pony's drinking Allegheny County tap water to get fueled up for his segment. So I'm going to win. I'm going with Derrick Henry, $10,200. He's the most expensive, but he's playing Detroit, 29th ranked rushing defense. And he's expensive, but the object of this game is to pick the best running back. That's what I've done there. Under the radar guy, James Robinson, the rookie for the Jaguars. You know, he's only $7,000, but he can catch the ball, and Gardner Minshew is the one that's going to get it to him. He's back starting now. The last time he had a receiving touchdown, it was from Minshew. So there you go, Pony.
I don't have any goat fuel. What noise does a goat make? Is it the same as a sheep?
Pink candy.
I mean, is it like a bah? Is it one of those? I don't remember what a goat exactly sounds like. But here's my goat running back for this game, for this week. I like J.K. Dobbins against Jacksonville. Baltimore now, Lamar Jackson has got his groove back. He was so good, 47 points. Those runs got to go to someone, and they're going to Dobbins more than Gus Edwards and Mark Ingram. Roll the dice with him. He's my big running back bet. And then my sleeper is Wayne Gallman against the Cleveland Browns. Look, Cleveland has gotten abused in the run game. Go back to your guy, James Robinson, who put on a show against them 3 weeks ago, 125 rushing yards. And I think Gallman can do the same. Under the radar running back, the guy that's filled in for Saquon Barkley.
All right, great stuff, guys. All right, now you can log on to FanDuel.com to enter the FanDuel's GOAT Gauntlet Series, powered by Goat Fuel, and get those guys in your lineups. You can do it right now. It's just $3 to play with a prize pool of $25,000. Hey, win the contest or roster the top scoring running back to earn a spot in the finals. Again, you'll be playing against Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. If you don't qualify this week, don't worry. You're going to have another chance to play next week by picking the top scoring quarterback. And again, find the contest right now at FanDuel.com. As we move on here in Week 15 on More Ways to Win, we've got to get to the primetime games. Let's turn those bright lights on, guys. Let's kick things off with the Sunday night matchup here. The 5-8 Giants hosting the 9-4 Browns. Giants getting 4.5 points in this matchup. Dave, you just heard Pony talking about Wayne Gallman. Which side do you like in this matchup here?
I think they can slow him down, and clearly they can slow the passing game down as well, because Cleveland's defense does have a chance to show up on any given day. It hasn't, obviously, it wasn't there when Baltimore shredded them for 45 points, but their offense has been there. So they could win games 49-38, or they can win games 10-7 this year. But I think against a team like the New York Giants, they'll be able to slow them down, and they can run all day, as you see there, 156 yards a game. They've got Chubb and they've got Hunt, both playing phenomenal right now. And look what happened last time. The Cardinals, missing their best pass rusher, still got to the Giants quarterbacks 8 times. I think it'll be a long day once again for the Giants.
Well, and look at Daniel Jones.
All right, let's move on now to the Monday night game. Oh, nope, sorry, Pony. No, go ahead. Talk Sunday night, and then I'll get you to Monday night. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the hamstring injury for Daniel Jones. And when he's 100%, he turns the ball over more than he throws touchdown passes. 8 to 9 on the year. He's at like 50%. You got to take Cleveland.
All right, so those are those guys' picks on the Sunday night matchup. But my producer in my ear is saying, hey, we don't have a lot of time. Let's get to the Monday night game. So here we go. Steelers at the Bengals. After starting 11-0, hey, Pony, breaking news in Pittsburgh. You've lost 2 games in a row. But Pittsburgh has beaten Cincinnati 11 straight times. So, Pony, let's bet this. You're the sports radio voice there in Pittsburgh. I know you have a lot to say about this. Steelers are giving 12.5 points in this matchup. Do they cover? What are your thoughts on this game?
No, I'll try to use economy of words here. The sky is falling for the offense. The Steelers' offense, 19 points against the Ravens, 17 against Washington, down to 15 versus Buffalo. And the line in this game is 12.5. Roethlisberger's arm looks shot. They can't run the ball. The offensive line is too old. The wide receivers can't hold on to the ball. So give me Cincinnati.
All right, he's taking Cincinnati here. You guys, let's move on here because I'm always all about the plus money, and an easy way to get that return is by betting the dogs. So let's give some underdogs a little love here, Cole. We've been talking about underdogs all show long. I call it my money line money maker here because betting on an underdog to win outright, as we all know, gets you great value, which means a great payout here, Cole. Who's on upset alert this week here in Week 15?
Well, Lisa, like you said, we all love the underdogs. And this week, I'm going to go with those New England Patriots, despite what Dave and Pony are talking about this week. Now, if you did a blind resume, you usually go with New England to have the winning record this time of year, but not so much. The Patriots, however, they've won 2 of the last 3 versus Miami. And Bill Belichick, he has that Yoda, Luke Skywalker edge when it comes to the student versus teacher matchup versus Brian Flores. So 23-14, New England wins this one. And then in the Jerry Rice Bowl, or excuse me, the Deion Sanders Bowl, I'm thinking Jerry Rice, all that goat milk that's going on. But I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys to come out on top of the San Francisco 49ers, because looking at this one, it isn't crazy to say that the Cowboys could still make the playoffs because the NFC East, we all know it's not very good. So let's go with Dallas in this one, 27-21 over San Francisco. Upset alert.
Upset alert, my money line money maker. Thank you, Cole. All right, gamblers, head to the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Take a look at the odds for each of those matchups. And, hey, see if there's a money line bet that you like. See if there's a money line that you think just doesn't feel right, and you're going to go ahead and take that plus money. That's right there on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Great stuff by Cole, as always, and new users, get in on that action right now. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and you can make any bet risk-free right now up to $1,000. All you have to do is sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account. New users get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using the promo code right there. More ways, 1,000. It means if your first bet doesn't hit, it's all good. We've got your back. FanDuel's going to refund you up to $1,000 in site credit. So let's go ahead and party with that $1,000. Dave and Pony, you have up to $1,000 to place on a risk-free bet. Let's make our viewers some money here on this bet. Dave, you first. Where are you putting that bet?
I'm going to play 3-team parlay, money line only. They just have to win the game outright. I'm going against teams that can't score. I need the Cardinals to beat the Eagles, the Dolphins to beat the Patriots, and the Titans to beat the Lions. Easy. $1,000 gets me about $2,700.
Here's a great value bet for our Illinois players. The Bears to make the playoffs with long odds. 9 wins will be the magic number. They'll beat the Jags in Week 16 and the Packers backups in Week 17. This is it right here against Minnesota. I think it's a coin flip game, and look at the long odds. They get to 9 wins, they get in, and it starts with a victory against Minnesota on Sunday.
I like the long odds. You've got $1,000 to place risk-free, y'all. Here you go, gamblers. Make sure to sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account right now to place your bet. Yes, I said y'all. I sure did. And remember, use the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. It's easy, it is legal, it's live right now. Have some fun. Take your winnings if you hit, and just get your money back if you don't. So now we go from our bettors to one of the most famous sports bettors around. James Holt-Sauer won more than $2.4 million during his 34-game winning streak on the game show Jeopardy! He used his sports betting background to absolutely revolutionize the game by picking random clues and making monster wagers on daily doubles. I had the chance to ask him about that strategy, his favorite Alex Trebek memory, and if he'd like to be the next host of the show Jeopardy! James, this is a sports betting show, so I want to start with your sports betting background here. You've said it had a big impact on all of your success on Jeopardy! How did it help being a sports bettor, and how things turned out for you on the game show?
If I found bets that could win 90% of the time, like I hit 90% of daily doubles correctly, then I would just be able to print money.
Yeah, and I would take 90% winning any day, all day long. James, I got to ask you, what got you into sports betting? Do you remember placing your first bet?
I was really into these simulations they used to run on Baseball Prospectus, trying to figure out who the playoff teams were going to be. And then there were other people doing this for football. And, I realized there was money to be made out there. I kind of remember telling my dad when I was 13 that I wish there was a stock market for sports teams, because if there were, I would clean up on it. And, it turned out it was there, and I just never realized it until I was a grown-up.
I do want to talk to you about Alex Trebek. He recently lost his battle with pancreatic cancer, and you've been vocal about his impact on you as well. Do you have a moment, one specific one or memory of Alex that you can share with us that you just will take with you and cherish?
I would say the one thing that sticks in my mind is when we came back to film the Tournament of Champions, Alex came in looking, honestly pretty ragged. He had on the term a Canadian tuxedo. He was wearing denim from head to toe and had a, day's worth of stubble on his face. We see him an hour later on stage, and he is Alex Trebek again. Everything looks clean. He's, perfectly dressed and everything. It was amazing to me, the transformation he made from going through what he was going through to showing up on TV and doing his job like nothing was wrong. It's incredible.
Rest in peace, Alex Trebek, no doubt. I do want to ask you about, we talked about a worthy opponent. Another worthy opponent, Ken Jennings, was just named as the first interim host when the show does resume taping. Should we expect you to possibly be the second interim host? Do you have interest in that?
Well, it would be a surprise to me because Jeopardy has not reached out to me in any capacity yet. I would probably put more effort into it than anyone other than Alex himself. But no, the cards don't seem to be pointing that way just yet. We'll see.
You did notice how he said yet, more than once, a couple times? I did. Just saying. All right. If you want to see more of James, check out The Chase on January 7th at 9 p.m. on ABC. Guys, some really great information there. He was such a great interview and so gracious to really spend the time with us. What did you think about hearing that stuff from the Jeopardy champ?
Well, I take his all-in formula on Jeopardy and use that in sports betting, which I know as a sports bettor is bad. You're supposed to kind of take part of your bankroll and save it. But I think I get a little bit too aggressive. I take his Jeopardy to the other side, where he would probably tell me not to do that.
That stock market conversation he had with his old man, I had the same thing with my dad when I graduated college. I took $10,000. I flew out to Vegas. I bet the 2007 Mariners to win more than 86.5 games. Dave, they lost 110. The bet was a dud by Memorial Day.
Then your future showed up and said, yes, this is me. I'm here. Pony, awesome. Great stuff by Dave. And thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you right back here next week.
TVG Saturday. $1 million on the line in the Grade 1 LQHBA Louisiana Million Futurity. Hit the ground running for quarter horse action from Evangeline Downs. Play Saturday. Evangeline Downs, first post, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific.
We have a wide range of racing and breeding stock in the coming Arcana December sales. Top performers selling as racing fillies, including the only Group 1 winning filly in training to be sold in European sales this year. She's called Donja. She won a strong Group 1 in Germany, beating Dame Mayo and Barney Roy. We've got a Group 3 winner by Night of Thunder called No Limit Credit, who just finished third in the Prix Lady Atizio Group 2. And Deya with Soldier Hollow Stakes performer in France, with a half-sister to Group 1 winner. We also have broodmares from top-end families in fall to top stallions like Wooten Basset, Siuni, Too Darn Hot, Caesar Moon, Advertise or Zustar. We also have a nice bunch of foals for sale, a filly by Kingman, a filly by Siuni, and foals by Harry's Angel and Cracksman, who are two exciting young stallions.
Time for new reading glasses? Go to readers.com. Choose from hundreds of styles and colors for under $20. And now, enter this exclusive TV coupon code at checkout to save up to 40%. That's readers.com.
What up, Broncos fans, and welcome to week 15 of the NFL season. We made it. We are here, and we are doing this dang thing. Excited to have you with us this week and every single week. You're watching FanDuel Sportsbook's More Ways to Win. I am your host, Lisa Kerney, getting you ready for all the NFL action this weekend. And as always, I'm joined by the best in the business, the best of the best, the sports betting experts. Here's the team. These guys are here to help you make money. So now is the time to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app to place your bets with their advice. You can do it throughout the show, make it real easy for yourself. New users, plug in the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. We're going to explain, get into this. We're going to place this bet later in the show as well. It's easy, it's legal, it is so much fun. So let's get this party started, guys. Week 15 is underway, and we're kicking things off with the Denver Broncos hosting the Buffalo Bills. What a matchup this is, guys. You know this. Quarterback Drew Lock led Denver to a win over the Panthers last week, throwing a career-high 4 touchdowns. The Bills beat the Steelers on Monday night. They improved to 10-3 on the season. Andrew Filipponi, Denver's getting 7 points in this matchup at home. Which side do you like here?
I think it's a horrible line. I mean, no disrespect to John Sheeran. I love that guy. But I think Denver's going to win. I think if you look at their last 4 games, Broncos fans, hear me out. Stay with me. They beat Miami. They hold the Dolphins, a playoff team, to 13 points. Denver's leading Kansas City on the road at Arrowhead in the second half. They've got Patrick Mahomes at bay. Then they have the horrible game with Kendall Hinton at quarterback, but you got to throw that out. And look at what Drew Lock just did last week. I mean, Dave, there's a ton of value in Denver here as a 7-point underdog.
I'm with you. And on top of all the reasons to like Denver, there are reasons to not like Buffalo, specifically coming off that huge primetime game against Pittsburgh and now going on the road, and a huge letdown possibility here for Buffalo. So I'm going to take the touchdown as well. I thought this line would be maybe 4.5, but all the way up at 7 I think is a sure bet on the Broncos.
It sounds like maybe the money line play is it. Plus 245 on the money line. That's some great value there. Let's get the right take now on this matchup, and for that we head out to Chicago. Hey, Cole Wright joining us now, our NFL expert here with Marquee Sports Network, of course, formerly with NFL Network. Cole, you heard the guys' picks. Which team do you have winning in this matchup, and by how many points?
Lisa, it's crazy because I thought that Dave and Pony actually watched football games. Now, Denver, as we know, they dropped 4 of their last 6, despite that signature win versus Carolina. But this is the time of year where you basically are what your record says you are. And the Broncos, they're 5-8 with a sputtering offense that leads the league in turnovers. Meanwhile, Buffalo, we've seen Josh Allen. They've taken that next step. They've won 3 straight and a 10-3. Allen, he's been that catalyst for change for Sean McDermott and Orchard Park, New York. Allen and Stephon Diggs, they have the former Viking wideout leading the league in receptions with 100. So you throw Allen and Diggs, and then you give a little splash Devin Singletary. I think that looks like a Bills win 34-21, Lisa.
Okay, Broncos fans, you can, team up with Pony and Dave there, do your thing, fade Cole, you roll with your guys, bet with your heart, and cheer on your team and your wager here. Take Denver and those points right now, 7 points. A winning $50 bet means you're going to collect more than $95 on your wager. It's the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and new users, more ways 1,000. I'm going to place that bet for you a little later in the show as well, but make sure you plug in that promo code. And check this out. FanDuel is teaming up with the Broncos and Bud Light to give bettors in Colorado more ways to win money, and we all like that. It's called the Bud Light Pick and Kick Bonus, and it's based on the success of the Broncos kicker. Here's how it works. Anyone who places at least a $25 moneyline bet on the Buffalo-Denver game will get a $3 bonus added to their sportsbook account for every extra point or field goal the Broncos make. It's just that simple. So remember to download the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now and take advantage of the Bud Light Pick and Kick bonus. What a fun contest here. Place a $25 moneyline bet on the Bills-Broncos game. And again, you're going to get $3 in FanDuel Sportsbook credit for every kick the Broncos kicker makes this weekend. Good luck and get in on this fun action right now. Now let's get to a huge matchup and potential Super Bowl preview here. My Kansas City Chiefs at the New Orleans Saints. A great test for both teams here. That goes absolutely unsaid. Kansas City 12-1. The Chiefs are the Super Bowl favorite on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now, plus 195. The Saints, the next shortest odds there, 10-3, and they've got plus 700 there, tied right there for the next shortest odds. Andrew Filipponi, let's bet this game here. The Chiefs are giving 3 on the road. We've seen this line move. Which side do you like here at 3?
Well, Kansas City's the team to beat in the entire NFL, and they're the team to bet in games like this. Here's an issue for New Orleans as I see it going into this game. You just got beat by Jalen Hurts, a quarterback making his first start, and you allowed 246 rushing yards in that game. So you're taking a leaky run defense into a game against Kansas City. You got to respect their run on top of worrying about Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. The Chiefs are going to score 40 points or more in this game. They're going to run away with it. It's going to be a coronation. The Chiefs are going to beat the Saints.
I'll give the Saints defense a little bit more respect than that. And I actually think this is a tough game for Patrick Mahomes because he's never seen the Saints before. The first time ever that he's played them. And this is a spot for the Chiefs where they have been on the road a lot over the last month. This is our 4th road game in the last 5 weeks for the Chiefs. When's the last time they covered? They didn't cover against the Dolphins, Broncos, Bucks, Raiders, Carolina. You got to go back to week 8, and they covered against the Jets, and that shouldn't even count. So I'm taking the Saints in this one. Give me the points. You
take the Saints, but you're losing friends over here, Dave. I hope you know that. If you like the Saints, like Dave, and you're going to tail him, do your thing. I ain't mad at you. Take the points in this matchup. You're going to collect more than $93 on a winning $50 wager. But I do have to say, if you're going to make a smart play, AFC West peeps, you know Kansas City is the bet. Go ahead and tail Pony. But right now, let's check in with the guy that sets all these lines at the FanDuel Sportsbook, Mr. John Sheeran himself, the odds maker. Sheeran, before we get to what's happening here in Week 15, I got to give you a little love, some mad props for what you all did for Week 14. That awesome game that we saw on Monday night. FanDuel Sportsbook refunded bets made on that Monday night game between the Ravens and the Browns. It ended on that crazy safety that pushed the Ravens to win by 5 instead of 3. So the FanDuel Sportsbook did the right thing, refunded bettors who had the Browns at +3, 3.5, and 4.5. Good on you guys. I love to see that. Bettors love to see that as well. So I had to get that out of the way. Let's talk Week 15 now. Are there any betting trends that you're seeing on the books this week that have you kind of rethinking any specific lines? What are you seeing?
I think there's two games that interest me in terms of the lines and where they stand right now. Lisa, the Steelers and the Bengals, definitely the first one. It's 12.5. You can make it that on the numbers, but I think the matchup and the spot in the season, it makes it a difficult one to understand why it is that high. I expect to see that game trend towards Cincinnati between now and kickoff. We know the offense in Pittsburgh are really struggling. They can't run the ball either. And this is a good look-ahead spot for them. They've got the Colts and the Browns the following 2 weeks. I think they'll do enough to beat Cincinnati, but I don't think they'll cover 12 at all. So I see that going to 10 or maybe even below come kickoff. Seattle and Washington's the other one, 5.5 right now. Some doubts, obviously, about Alex Smith and whether we see him at the weekend or not. But the Giants' defense last week held that Seattle offense to 12 points. And I see Washington as a better defense. So I think they can keep Seattle under wraps and give themselves a chance of not only covering 5.5 or 6, but maybe also winning the game outright.
Great stuff, Sheeran. Thank you. Let's get to our next segment here. I need to give a shout out to our FanDuel winner from last week. If you joined the show last week, you know we rolled out a brand new segment called FanDuel. It's a competition between our FanDuel family here. FanDuel's Tom Vecchio beat out Jim Sonis and Megan Nunez in total money, getting 2 of his 3 bets correct. You see his picks on your screen right now. Tom collected more than 144 virtual dollars on his $100 in bets. Good for you, Tom. We see you. And as a winner of the FanDuel Fans Duel competition here on More Ways to Win, we brought him back this week, gave him 100 more virtual dollars to pick his best spread, money line, and total bets for Week 15. Tom, do your thing. Where are you placing your bets this week?
I won last week, and I'm back again this week for another 3 bets, a spread bet, a money line bet, and a total bet. So let's jump in. Starting off with that spread bet, the Vikings are at home, giving points to the Bears. The Vikings lost last week, but this is still a winnable matchup for them. They're still in the playoff picture. We want to be putting 25 towards this one. Next up, we have the Cowboys at home, coming off a win, and they're taking on a very, very injured and depleted 49ers team. We want to be putting 25 on the money line for the Cowboys. And finally, the total bet, the over in the Eagles and Cardinals game for $50. The Eagles have new life on offense with Hurts at quarterback. We know that the Cardinals are struggling a little bit, but this is a weak Philly defense.
And there you have it. Remember, Tom got 2 out of 3 bets correct last week. Here he is this week, Tom putting 25 of his virtual dollars on the Vikings, giving points to the Bears, 25 on the Cowboys to beat the 49ers straight up there on the money line, and 50 on the Eagles and Cardinals to cover, going over a 49.5. So Dave and Pony, let's get in on this competition. Those are Tom's picks. Same drill for you guys. 100 virtual dollars here. You have that money, and you have to place your spread, your money line, and you have total wagers as well here for Week 15. Dave, let's rip through your bets here. What you got?
I'm going to take half of it. My biggest bet, $50, is going to go on the Miami Dolphins. I think the Patriots are trash. I mean, this is the point of the year where they're just done. They looked horrible last week, which I thought they would. I think they're going to be bad again this week. Give me Miami to win. I mean, only by a field goal. That seems like just such a slam dunk. So 50 on that. My money line bet, I'm going to get a little crazy here. I'm going to only bet $5, but I'm betting one of the biggest underdogs of the week in the Cincinnati Bengals at plus 500. So that's a small bet, but potentially a big return. And then my final $45 on the total is going to be on the Colts and the Texans. Last time these two teams played, they had over 40 points at halftime alone. I think this one is going to go way over the 51. So that's how I'll spend my 100.
Okay, great stuff, Dave. And I love that you placed that $5 bet, by the way. It's reminding bettors at home, you don't have to place a $5,000 bet. $5, $2, $1, whatever you got. It's just about getting the action and having a little fun there. So, Dave, great stuff. We'll see how you do against Tom. Pony, you are up. What you got?
Well, let's not let Dave fool you, first of all, Lisa. Okay, the guy lives in Beverly Hills. He's at Millionaires Row at the Kentucky Derby. He's not making $5 bets, but it's nice when he slums it like the rest of us and does that for the show. So that was really kind to him. Look, here are my bets. Quarterback inspired. How about that? The first one is $60 on Seattle against Washington. You know why? Because it's Russell Wilson against Dwayne Haskins. You couldn't get any different quarterback-wise for this matchup. It's a great one against a bust. The next matchup, $10 money line on Houston to upset Indianapolis. Why? I'm getting a big money line number with Deshaun Watson, who's better than Phillip Rivers. And then my last one, $30 on the under between New England and Miami. Why? Because Cam Newton is struggling, and it's a rookie quarterback against a Bill Belichick defense.
And Pony, you're absolutely right. That top hat that Dave rocked last week on our Sunday Best segment, that was just pulled out of his closet because it's what he wears to his fancy cocktail parties in Beverly Hills every Sunday. So he's like, Sunday Best? I got this. You guys, welcome to my life. All right, those bets all set for you guys this week. A week 15 slate is absolutely lit. The show is absolutely off the rails, but it's all good. Taylor, guys, make your own picks on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Whichever way you want to roll, we're good with it. Remember, new users, use that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Get your first bet up to $1,000 risk-free with that promo code again, and MOREWAYS1000. All right, time now to talk daily fantasy and a special FanDuel contest that gives you a chance to play against some NFL GOATs, greatest of all time. Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. How about that? It's all part of FanDuel's GOAT Gauntlet series powered by Goat Fuel. You can win a spot in the DFS finals against those NFL greats by doing one of the following. Win the contest or roster the highest scoring player at a certain position. So this week, that position is running back, and we're going to get right into it here. Dave and Pony, this DFS segment is all you guys. I want you guys to give me one stud running back that's absolutely going to crush it, that's going to score the most fantasy points this week, and then kind of go for an under-the-radar kind of guy that's going to come out of nowhere and do really well this weekend. Dave, you are first. Fancy top hat.
Hold on, I'm getting thirsty over here. I mean, I'm drinking goat fuel in Beverly Hills, and the Pony's dipping a paper cup in the Monongahela River to stay hydrated over there. This is great. What a life I have. Here are my two plays. We are going to take Derrick Henry, 10,200. He's the most expensive back, but look, he's going to get the most points. He's already ready to go past his career-high yards last year, and we're only in week number 15. He'll score a couple touchdowns there. My value play would be James Robinson, the running back for the Jaguars. This guy's an absolute stud. 1,000 yards already through his first 13 career games. There are not many backs that can say they have done that, only the 36th in the history of the league to do that. So at 7,000, he's a consideration.
Well, I'm going to stick with that Baltimore-Jacksonville game, and my big gun is going to be J.K. Dobbins. He's going to lead the Ravens in carries in this game. When he gets 15 touches or more at the running back spot, he either goes over 100 rushing yards or scores a touchdown every time. And against a horrible Jacksonville defense where you figure Baltimore will be running the ball late, play J.K. Dobbins as your GOAT. My under-the-radar player, Wayne Gallman. The guy's been incredible against Seattle 2 weeks ago. He averaged 8 yards a carry. He had a stretch this year where he had 5 consecutive games with a touchdown. And now he's going up against a Cleveland run defense that's been dismantled by Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Baltimore in 3 consecutive weeks. They're tired. Play Wayne Gallman.
Somebody's done their research. I see you guys. Great stuff, Pony. Great stuff, Dave. All right. Make sure to log on to FanDuel.com to enter FanDuel's GOAT Gauntlet Series, powered by GOAT Fuel, and get those guys into your lineups. It's just $3 to play with a prize pool of $25,000. Again, win the contest or roster the top scoring running back to earn a spot in the finals to play against the GOATs themselves, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith, and Warren Moon. And hey, if you don't qualify this week, it's all good. Don't worry. You're going to have another chance next week by picking the top scoring quarterback. So definitely join us for that contest as well. Again, find this one now at FanDuel.com. Let's move along here as we continue Week 15 breakdowns on more ways to win. Let's get to prime time here. We're kicking things off with the Sunday night matchup here. The 5-8 Giants welcoming in the 9-4 Browns. Giants are getting 4.5 points in this matchup here. Dave, which side do you like?
I like the Browns. The Giants just don't have the pass protection right now to do anything. 8 sacks last week for the Cardinals, who were missing their best pass rusher to begin with. So I think the Browns and their defensive front is going to be able to get to Daniel Jones again, like they saw last week with the Cardinals. And when you just look at the Giants at home as an underdog, they're not very good at all. 3-13 over the last 16 games in this spot. So expect the Browns to run the ball all day long. The good thing I like about the Browns is either their offense can show up, they've won games 49-38 this year, or their defense can show up, they've won games 10-7. So put them both together, though. If they both show up, they win this game by 20 easy.
I mean, that is a glaring stat, Dave. That jumps off the screen to me. 3-13 their last 16 against the spread as home dogs. Cole, I want to bring you back in here. You heard Dave's pick. How do you see this matchup playing out?
Well, Lisa, I'm not going to get tricked by this New York Giants team. I mean, they peaked too soon, plain and simple. Now, before they got punched in the mouth by Arizona, they had strung together 4 wins, but back-to-back games versus teams above 500 in the playoff mix. Well, that could be a problem for Daniel Jones and that hamstring. We saw what he did in the Arizona loss, just 11 for 21 for 127 yards. But on the other side of the coin, how about Monday Night Football? Now, it was a loss for Baker and Cleveland, but who they have next? They get the G-Men, the Jets, then Pittsburgh to close out 2020. So don't be surprised if the Browns run the table, go 12-4. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, these guys, they're going to eat, and they're going to eat well. And it's going to start running the table with a 31-17 victory over Big Blue, Lisa.
All right, both of you guys consistent on that one, taking the Browns at -4.5. Let's get to the Monday night game here. The bright lights shining on Monday night. Steelers at the Bengals. After starting 11-0, Pony, Pittsburgh has lost 2 in a row. Breaking news. I know you have nothing to say on this, right? But they have beaten Cincinnati 11 straight times. Andrew Filipponi, you are the sports radio voice there in Pittsburgh, coming to you. Steelers giving 12.5 points. Can they cover that number? What are your thoughts on this team right now and this matchup? That's a big number.
It is, and I've got no confidence in the Steelers' offense, and they're going to need to score points to cover the number. Ben Roethlisberger, you could have played taps over his highlights from the Bills games because it looked like his career was dead, over, done with, finito. Now, can he rebound? This would be the time to do it against a horrible defense. But here's my concern here. Monday Night Football, primetime games late in the year with bad teams, they typically get up for these games. In fact, double-digit home underdogs, Monday Night Football, over the last decade, have covered 65% of the time. They don't mail these games in, and plus it's a divisional rivalry. I think the Bengals cover.
Bengals 5-0-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games. Did I read that right? Yep. Pony, thanks. Cole, how do you see this matchup playing out?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of different matchups in this one, but, Lisa, I'm really leaning right now towards the big-time upsets. Steelers at Bengals, I'm going to have to go with the Steelers in this one because you see the line there at -12.5. The Steelers, I think that this is going to be a game where they're going to use to get their pass catchers back on track. Deontay, the Drop Johnson, yeah, we're looking at you. Chase Claypool, everybody involved, even Ben Roethlisberger. He said that he needs to be the guy that looks himself in the mirror and says, you know what, we need to get things back on track. And I think this is going to be the matchup where we really realize why this Pittsburgh Steelers team is 11-2. I think they're going to go out there and get the win, Lisa. I'm going with Pittsburgh.
All right, there it is. Steelers minus 12.5. That's a lot of points to give there in that matchup. Great stuff by both of you guys. Hey, but I got to get Sheeran back in here because every single week I have bettors asking me for the hottest bets on the board, who's getting the most action. They want to be a part of that. So I tell them, I got a guy. It's all good. I got a guy. You came to the right girl. That guy is you, Sheeran. So tell me, which teams are taking the most action here in Week 15?
The Saints by a long way, Lisa. It's obviously the biggest game of the week against the Chiefs. Sorry, the Chiefs. Obviously against the Saints. It's the biggest game of the week. We opened it as Chiefs -4. It had moved to 3.5, and then we took some sharp action yesterday at 3.5 that has it down to a field goal. The public don't care, though. They're taking the Chiefs at all of those numbers. If we see Drew Brees, it will drop under a field goal, and I expect that to even exaggerate the position that we have. We'll be big Saints fans. The word of caution from me is that we're happy enough with that situation. We think that Saints can easily win this game. We think they can cover, and we're happy to build a position against Kansas City.
I'm writing this down, Sharon. A word of caution from me. The guy that sets these odds, yes, I'm heeding your caution. Thank you, Sharon. Great to see you as always. I am always all about the plus money, so let's turn to this. An easy way to get that return is by, of course, betting the dogs here. So let's give some underdogs a little love here, Cole. I call it my money line moneymaker. Yep, because betting on an underdog to win outright gets you great value, which means a nice big payout. We all like that. Cole, who's on upset alert this week here in Week 15?
Well, I almost put the cart before the horse when it came to that Pittsburgh game. And I'm not going to do any money line, moneymaker dances, but I'm going to go with the New England Patriots over the Miami Dolphins. When you look at this matchup, it's somewhat of a student versus the teacher. We know New England got the better Miami in Week 1, and I think that Bill Belichick has that Yoda over Luke Skywalker edge when it comes to Brian Flores. So 23-14, New England rolls in this one. And then in my other upset game, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys over the San Francisco 49ers. Now, back in 2015, I asked Jerry Jones how he felt about his playoff chances as well as a Super Bowl, and he said, I want to dream with you, but I don't want to fantasize with you. And it would be a fantastical notion for the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl in 2020, but we've seen crazier things this year. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys getting a win in this one, 27-21, Lisa.
That was so spot on with that Jerry Jones impression. Thank you, Cole. And by the way, I'll do your dancing for you. And I know you're going to be dancing after these games this weekend. Thank you, Cole. All right, gamblers, head to the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Take a look at the odds for each of those matchups and see if there's a money line bet that you like. Go ahead, do your thing. Have a little fun there. Remember, picking an underdog means plus money, and we all like that, and you'll be dancing too. All right, let's move on here. Great stuff by Cole, and new users, get in on that action right now. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app, and you can make any bet risk-free. Right now, up to $1,000. All you have to do is sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account. New users get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using the promo code right there on your screen. It's more ways 1,000. Means if your first bet doesn't hit, it's all good. No problem. We've got your back. FanDuel's going to refund you up to $1,000 in site credit. So guys, let's party. Let's do this thing. Dave and Pony, you have up to $1,000 to place on a risk-free bet. So let's go ahead and make our viewers a little money here, shall we? Dave, you first. Where are you putting that bet?
Money line parlay. Just need these teams to win the game, and I'm going against three teams that I just don't think are going to be able to score very many points. So I have the Titans to beat the Lions pretty easily. The Dolphins beat the Patriots. Patriots less than 300 yards offense the last 3 weeks, and then I don't think the Eagles are going to go to Arizona and win. So I'll take the Cardinals there. $1,000 gets me just shy of $2,700.
I'm going to play a futures bet. The Bears to make the playoffs as a long shot. Comes down to the last 3 games for Chicago and Arizona. The Bears a game behind the Cardinals. But here I think is why Chicago's a great value bet. It comes down to Week 17. Arizona will have to play the Rams, and LA will likely need that game to hold off Seattle for the NFC West crown. Whereas the Bears play the Packers, who own the tiebreaker on the Saints. So if Kansas City beats New Orleans this week, the Packers will probably play backups in Week 17. And that gives Chicago a chance at 3-0 or 2-1, and that could get them into the playoffs.
You know what I call that, Pony? Effort. Great stuff. I see what you did there. Gamblers, make sure to sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account right now to place your risk-free bet. Remember, use the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get your risk-free bet up to $1,000. It is easy, it's legal, it's live. Dave and Pony just bet it for you. Take your winnings if you hit and get your money back if you don't. Got to get Dave and Pony back in here because, guys, it is week 15, and this is really when teams start separating themselves. We're going to blink, and the Super Bowl is going to be here. So let's decide who's going to win it right now. You see the teams listed on your screen right there. The Kansas City Chiefs still the favorite there at plus 195. And then the Saints and Packers tied there, second on the list at plus 700. Do you see any value right there? You going off the board? Dave, you first. Who's winning this thing?
Well, last week on the new hit game show Bet Party, I gave out the Washington football team at 100-1. I hope you had it because they're now only 75-1. But I think even at those odds, they're a sneaky team with a great defense late in the season, make the playoffs and maybe go on a run. So I'm going to go with Washington at a huge price. I like the last team you see on the page, the Colts. We're talking value, right? They're a solid football team without many holes. Phillip Rivers has found the fountain of youth. The offensive line keeps them upright. And the defense is solid at every level. Line, linebacker, and in the secondary. And I love their coach, Frank Reich. 27-1 is a nice shrewd bet on Indy.
Very well done. Hey, guys, is my guy Patrick Mahomes going to win this thing? Is he going to win MVP again?
He's the chalk to do it, but Aaron Rodgers is the only one with a chance right now to beat him. I say yes.
Okay, there it is. Pony?
Yes, he is.
Pony?
Yep.
Yes, check, done. Thank you. You guys did a great job. I totally put you guys on the spot right there. All right, everybody, it's week 15. Enjoy the games this weekend. Thanks for hanging with us this weekend every single week. We'll see you right back here next week. For everybody on my team, enjoy the games. We'll see ya.
TVG Saturday. 2-year-old hopefuls in a Kentucky Derby prep. The Grade 2 Los Alamitos Futurity. Brought to you by More Spirit. Standing at Spendthrift Farm. Play Saturday. Los Al. First post, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific.
I'm different than many of my TVG colleagues with the way that I got into racing because nobody in my family was affiliated with the sport. I was taken to the Big Fresno Fair at the age of 3 and just followed racing from a very young age, and it was just one of those things that stuck. All-time favorite racehorse, hands down, Ali Sheba. I think normal kids probably had a poster hanging up in their room with their favorite baseball player, their favorite basketball player, their favorite football player. For me, I had a poster of Ali Sheba. My favorite bets tend to be the multi-race wagers, the pick 3s, the pick 4s, and the pick 5s. But I've always liked the rolling pick 3s, especially if I can find a favorite in a particular race that I really don't like and I can play against. For example, if I don't like the favorite in race number 4, maybe I'll play the sequence of races 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 5, 6, and play against the favorite in all 3 of those pick 3s. If I'm right, hopefully I'm cashing in 3 different pick 3s, but for me, my favorite wagers has always been the pick 3s, the pick 4s, and the pick 5s.
Time for new reading glasses? Go to readers.com. Choose from hundreds of styles and colors for under $20. And now, enter this exclusive TV coupon code at checkout to save up to 40%. That's readers.com.